Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Welcome to Employee Resources Credit Union, where you're more than just a number, you're family. We provide financial solutions that rise above those of traditional banks. With roots stretching back to 1964, we've served 4 generations during constant industry changes. We're known for our low fees and incredible rates. Join us and experience the credit union difference. ERCU, not for profit, for service.
Comprehensive care with a compassionate touch. That will always be the guarantee at Encompass Healthcare in Etheridge, Tennessee. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or weight loss treatments, the team at Encompass is equipped to serve your needs today. The doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Fridays. Make an appointment with providers Kendra Brown, Tori Cox, or Ellie Brown today. That's Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, next door to Chapman Tire.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Well, welcome everybody here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. AJ Good with Brian Gobble and Michael Marks. Guys, starting off the show, talking some local sports here today, and that means the district tournaments are starting off tonight here. Mike, the girls' side, Loretto, we're actually, funny enough, Mike already had the games up. Loretto's got Community, Summertown's got Cascade. Got two good ones on deck here tonight.
Yeah, I was talking earlier about this game on my show and said that, very comfortably, Summertown right now is the fourth seed in the girls' side of this district. They could win this and nobody would bat an eye. I mean, 1 through 4, this is going to be very tough. And something new for Loretto and Summertown is, surprisingly, they have to show up to play this first round of the district. It's not some of the schools you had easier times with previously. You've got some tough competition. Cascade is going to be a top 10 team in the state. Community has given everybody problems. Gave Cascade their one district loss, so a ton of very good talent. But we're going to
also beat Summertown.
Yeah. I mean. Community earned that third spot very, very fairly. Went, I believe, 4-4 in district play. I mean, the girls' side in District 9 AA is extremely tough.
It's very tough, and then you look at it. Summertown gets Cascade, and then Summertown at Cascade. That was a 1-possession game, the whole entire way, and then the second game goes into overtime. It's wide open. It really is wide open. There is no favorite, really. I mean, I guess you can say it's Cascade since it's at home. They're the top seed. They've only been beat once within the district. But anyone can win this.
I mean, it's going to be super tough. Summertown, it's going to come down to their offense. They've only scored 40 and 47 in their two games against Cascade. You're going to have to get above 50. Now, Cascade's offense isn't going to blow anybody away, but their defense is extremely tough, extremely physical. I think the Loretto Community game will probably be a little bit more up-down, but defense is definitely going to win that one over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on the Loretto side, they've handled their business against Community. I think it's of all the teams in the district, Community hasn't been able to really figure out Loretto. So it's a good matchup for them to start off.
Yeah, the Lady Mustangs were lights out at Community, won by 23. It was a 4-point game back at Loretto, but that was when Community was on a streak of they went to Cascade and beat Cascade. Came to Loretto and lost, and then went to Summertown the next night and beat Summertown. So played the top 3 teams within a week and won 2 of them. So they're going to be ready. They're going to be physical. They're a great defensive team. And if Anna Haskins, her and Alyssa White, if they're able to get their little tandem going, because they're kind of like the Allie Augustine and Sophie Weathers of Community, if they can get going, it's going to be another 47-43.
On the boys' side, Summertown has
Cascade.
And
Loretto got Community. Yeah.
And Loretto got Community. How crazy is that?
It's funny how that works. The Mustangs on the boys' side able to take the 1 seed, but Community was the one team that beat Loretto earlier in it was, I think, the second district game that second weekend. So that game is very interesting. Summertown and Cascade was a much closer game the second time than it was the first time. So these we're slated up to get 4 really, really good matchups at Community or at Cascade over the next 2 nights.
Yeah, and you guys are kind of the opposite of Lawrence County's district, where you're playing Thursday, Friday, then everybody plays on Saturday. Where we've got to go, everyone plays Friday, then we're back Monday and Tuesday. Because it's all at Tullahoma. We do everything at Tullahoma. Everything.
It feels like it.
Let's just,
I would say set up a second office.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We need to build a second office, like at least
really
halfway there.
We
like
need a bureau.
maybe in like Fayetteville or something, like getting halfway there.
Go ahead and set up permanent cameras.
Yeah.
Just do
That's
something.
true. Yeah, see if they'll get on board with that.
Like in some of the other sports, like I get like baseball, if you're the top team, you get the host. So that part of it I get, but like volleyball, basketball.
Feels like every
softball.
6 weeks you're just heading over there for a week.
Everything we do is at Tullahoma. Like I'm just a fan. I went on this rant the other night. I'm just a fan of if you've got 5 teams within your district or whatever, like rotate them. Like same in your alls, same in Lawrence counties, rotate them, and then for the region you alternate the regions, but the top team in your region, whoever wins your region district tournament, gets to host the region tournament.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I
thought they used to rotate. They don't anymore.
Well, it's a travel thing.
Okay.
But you know what? If you're the best team in your region, you shouldn't have to travel anyway.
You should get rewarded.
You should get rewarded.
I hate Tullahoma's gym too. Like I don't. I don't like the lighting. I think
Yeah.
I just don't like the layout.
Like, this isn't anything against Tullahoma. I love the people at Tullahoma.
Right.
They have a really good teams. They're always nice. They're always
It really
great.
It just feels like we're always over
We're
there.
it's an hour and a half drive, and we go there for everything. Again, and it's nothing against Tullahoma at all. I always enjoy going there. Hey, they get like every time I go, there's a new restaurant that pops up around the high school, so I'm excited about that. It's one of my favorite trips. We just have to do it a lot.
Yeah.
I would say we're both heading east. I'm not.
Yeah.
Tullahoma is in Coffee County, but I mean we're headed over to Bedford County.
Yeah.
I mean you have to.
You gotta go through Shelbyville. to get
I'm about to say you have to go through 3 different counties before you reach Bedford County. So
Yeah.
fun travels for all of
Yeah.
us.
Brian, let's get into the Lawrence County side of it, and we probably saw the best boys performance
Yeah.
that we have seen all season. It's funny that of the 4 games, their 4 wins this year. 2 of them have come in Franklin County, and probably their 2 best performances have been in that gym.
Yeah, they match up well against Franklin County, and I think they handled business against Franklin County. Like it was good to see them dominate, and like that's something you feel good about. But at the same time, like we're better than Franklin County, so like that's what we're supposed to do. And it's good that we finally put it all together, and that you played, the most complete game that you've probably seen all year from the guys. So hopefully that's a sign of things ticking up, right? Me and Michael have mentioned it multiple times. Like the guys haven't necessarily been getting blown out all year. Like they've lost a lot of close games. They've been in the lead in a lot of their losses. They've had the lead in a lot of their losses. So it's finally good to see them put it together. Now, you've earned yourself an extra at least 3 games with that win, which is great. You also earned yourself a date with number 1 Tullahoma at their
really good
place.
team. Yeah.
They're a really good team. You're going to have trouble matching up versus their size. They have a lot of good size. But I guess you don't need to worry about the end result. You need to worry just play by play, quarter by quarter, like minute by minute. That's what the team guys need to focus on whenever they face a task of going against Tullahoma. Anything can happen once you get out of your region. That's what we mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we mentioned before we went on air. We play in a tough district.
Yeah.
And so if we make it out of our district, which we automatically do now, right?
Yeah,
You're top 4 seed,
Yeah.
you go on to
Yeah.
region play, right?
Yeah.
So make it out of the district and into region play, anything could happen because you don't know how good that other region is until you actually play them. And so hopefully good things start to happen, and Lawrence County's starting to put it together and improve just in time for the postseason.
Season low, 6 turnovers on the
Great.
year. It didn't really. They all came in bunches, all like within like a 2-minute span of each other. On a couple different occasions. So I mean, it was the best they moved the ball, best they executed the offense, best they executed the defense. The best they rebounded really all year long.
I think you've also had some really good play from your seniors down the stretch. I think Dirks had a great game the other night, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen other seniors step up and start to fill their particular roles. They're not all-stars, but they're doing their part.
They're getting it done.
Right, they're doing their part. And so I think that's why you've seen improved play in some areas as well.
And again, tough task. That Tullahoma team, team that lost in the state championship game a year ago, wouldn't be shocked if they get back there. They're that good. Again, we just hate making that trip. It's nothing against Tullahoma. We just hate making that.
Yeah, Tullahoma's a really good basketball team. And like you said,
they're really good at everything.
Yeah, they are. They're good at everything. I think Tullahoma is a team like you get under their skin. If you get under their skin a little bit, you might irritate them.
One particular guy.
Right, exactly. If you, I don't know, I'm reminded back in I think it was 2012. I think we had Heath Mansfield leading the team. I was a freshman, he was a senior, and Tullahoma was number 1 in the district, and we were maybe last in the district, similar to this right here. And they came into our gym on Big Kahuna night, and we. Their district, the district MVP, I think wound up getting 2 technicals, getting thrown out of the game. Just madness. So, this will be a little tougher to do at their place, but, anything can happen. I've seen it. I've seen it exemplified on the court against this very team. If you just play your ball and take it play by play, minute by minute, limit your turnovers, it can get interesting real fast. So
and listen, it's tournament basketball. The month of March is right around the corner. Things are going to start getting weird, and I think this is the best opportunity for it right here at Lawrence County against Tullahoma. You throw out the 2 regular season matchups because they didn't go your way, and you got a chance now to win this game, play for a district championship, host a region tournament game. I mean, the sky's the limit. really, and nothing that you've done in the regular season up to this point really matters right now.
Yeah, and I've just been impressed with the guys. They haven't quit on the season. They have a really bad record, and they've had some really bad losses, but they haven't let that taste stay in their mouth. They've continued to fight, and I give props to the players. I give props to the coaches for that. So it's put up or shut up time now. Yeah. So we'll see how far they can get.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on the girls' side, they get Franklin County again. I mean, the first time that they played Franklin County at Franklin County is right after Tevi was gone for the year, literally the day after.
Like the day after, yeah.
And so, but the next time they come get them here, Franklin County is going to be down one of their stars. I think she's out for the year. So it's wide open. And then they can certainly win that game, and then they get, obviously you get into you get into the championship game, which means you get the host in the first round of the region the following I should say that weekend.
Yeah.
But we talked about it on our side, on the Orange County side, the Summertown Loretto side, guys. When you look at the opposite regions again, we really don't know what we're getting into on for everybody, but could be favorable.
Yeah.
We're all Lawrence County's familiar with those teams. Loretto and Summertown are familiar with those teams. This isn't like Lawrence County having to go play Upperman and Stone Memorial and White County when you don't play them at all throughout the course of the year. You're looking at Spring Hill, Battle Creek, Montgomery Central, Fairview. You're familiar with those teams.
Yeah, I'm about to say. And then on the Loretto side, it's Decatur County, Riverside, it's East Hickman, Hickman County, and Lewis County, teams that you're all familiar with. And one thing, relatively simple drives, at least the Lewis County.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, the girls can get it done. I'm really excited to see what their ceiling is, like what can they punch through and achieve, because I think they have a lot of potential. I really do. I don't think any particular team is too dominant over the other, right? We've kind of gone in a circle throughout the year. One team is beating the other, which is beating that team, which is beating the other team. Like it's not one team that's just dominant. So the girls can easily handle Franklin County and get to the championship versus Tullahoma, and that would be on Monday. So I think it could be a good weekend for Lawrence County basketball.
Yeah, the girls can beat any of the teams left in the district. They can also lose to any of the teams left in the district.
Right.
That's kind of
it's kind of devil's advocate.
That's where we are right now.
Because you could say that for Summertown and Loretto, they could be be playing for the state championship or the district championship, or they could be playing for that third place consolation game on Saturday.
Guys, college basketball wise, UT back on the right track. Pretty convincing win there the other night. They've we've talked about it last week. They've hit that stretch to where, okay, you're facing the bottom half teams in your league. You need to take advantage of that, and they've pretty much done it in dominating fashion. 9-4 in the SEC, 19-7 overall, 14-1 at home. You can pretty much pencil them in. I mean, they're already penciled in at this point to be a tournament team.
Right. I'm looking for Tennessee. They are in a tournament team. For me, my goal for this team, I don't know about you, Michael, is to get the double bye in the SEC tournament.
Yes.
Like a top 4 seed in the SEC tournament would be amazing for this team.
Honestly, you asked me 2 weeks into conference, no way we get one of those.
Yeah.
Now
it's possible.
It seems very possible.
And it's been, here's the storyline. If there's one headline for the team, it's Nate Ament. He has come on so nicely in the past 6 weeks, since the first of the year, really. He turned a corner, and it flipped a switch. A light bulb came on, whatever term you want to use. Like, he is on. He can score at all levels. He is drawing good contact and getting to the basket. I've just been really impressed with him. He's played his way at the first of the year out of a top 10 lottery pick, and now he's played his way back into a top 10 lottery pick for the NBA draft. So he has been playing extremely well. What is he averaging?
He just took over Jacoby Gillespie for the team lead, 18.2 points per game. 43% from the field, 35% from three, 80% from the line. His play over the last, like you said, couple of weeks.
18 points is throughout the whole season, right? I think he's been averaging over 25 maybe for the past.
He scored at least 16 in his last 11 games.
Yeah, he's been averaging over 20, I know, in the past few games.
And I feel bad for the kid. He scored 29 points 3 times. He has not been able to get to 30 just yet, but it was kind of like Dalton Connect. He would get to 39. He wouldn't get to 40. And so hopefully he can get to that, break that 30 mark. And Saturday would be a good game to do it against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's going to be the best test for them that they've had in a while. I'm glad that they've had this stretch. They played Oklahoma last night and won pretty convincingly. LSU, Mississippi State, all those games. They had their issues, but I think they handled their business. They handled their food right.
Yeah.
So,
and listen, I think the next 4 games, you could say, or the next 5 games, really through the end of the season, they got at Vanderbilt, at Missouri, home against Alabama, at South Carolina. It would be, I would say, the most toss-up or the most give-me out of those, and then at home against Vanderbilt to close the season. It's not going to be easy.
If you're trying to get a top 4 seed, I mean,
That's how you do
Bama's
it.
second, Vandy and Missouri are right behind you in that 8-5 group of 5 teams.
Yeah.
That's how you separate yourself.
Yes,
you win
exactly.
those 3 games or those 4 games, and more than likely beat South Carolina. You're sitting pretty.
Yeah,
right there in
and
the top
it
4
feels
seed.
crazy that Tennessee and Vanderbilt won't meet until February 21st. I mean, it's crazy late in the season, but 2 of your final 5 matchups against the Doors, and they were a team that's kind of giving you some trouble over the past couple of years.
Yeah, and that place is where they're going. Memorial
Haunted.
It's kind of been haunted the past couple of years. There's not a lot of good memories from that place in recent memory, right? You had,
I think the last 2 times we went over there, we got beat the last time just straight up, and then the time before that was the buzzer beater.
a buzzer beater, right?
Yeah.
So Tennessee still has their issues. I want to give credit where credit's due, though. They've handled their business, and they've looked like a top-tier SEC team the past few games. So
I think the most compelling thing about this Tennessee-Vanderbilt game is Tennessee, I don't want to say they have a lot of quit in them, but they let games get away from them there at the end, and Vanderbilt doesn't seem to start playing until there's 10 minutes left in the game. So an interesting contrast to styles. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if with 15 minutes to go in the second half, Tennessee's up 20, and then you look and it's a tie game with at the end.
As of now, I would say Tennessee, in my mind, is still like maybe a Sweet 16 team, and I wouldn't really put them up getting into the next weekend. If they make Sweet 16, they'll make the second weekend, but definitely not an Elite Eight, definitely not a Final Four as of yet. They're a solid team. We'll see if they continue to improve because they've come on better later in the season.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of this year in the tournament what we saw last year. I think we're going to see a lot of chalk the straight way down the line because the top teams in the country this year are so good.
Yeah. Lady Vols wise.
They're broken.
Something.
They're broken.
Yeah,
they're pretty broken right now.
I would say Kim Caldwell. Some people are a little upset with her post game antics, with the quick shaking the hands, getting to the locker room, this, that, and the other. And
you call it antics though?
Well,
I'm like the antics. She had a drive-by handshake.
Yeah,
and
she still shook her hand.
Yeah, I see it both ways. I'm like, okay. Take your medicine, shake hands, look the other person in the eye. Don't just blow by her. But at the same time, like, she's obviously like frustrated with this team, with her comments that she's made, and the performance that she's seen on the floor, and obviously her demeanor after the game in the handshake line. I don't think she's ready to quit, but she's ready.
She's upset.
She's ready to light the gym on fire because she's just mad.
It's a coach with a lot of young pieces. You can tell that these are a lot of kids that just haven't played SEC ball yet, and. I think things might start getting a little shaky in Knoxville just for the singular fact that this is coinciding with Tony Vitello's comments a couple weeks ago.
That was going to be my next topic.
Of him
a couple weeks ago.
Or earlier this week. Yeah, earlier this week. This week's felt so long.
Yeah.
But earlier this week where, the way I read that whole interview was that if that thing hadn't gotten leaked the third Saturday in October, he's probably still your baseball coach.
Yeah.
But there
has
are
a lot of Giants fans
a little upset.
Very upset.
And rightfully so.
And if you're a Tennessee fan, like, well, why are they making such a big deal? How would you feel if he said he was sitting in your dugout?
Yeah, going, man, I wish I was with the Giants right now.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are reading too much into that.
Exactly, but I'm just saying from Tennessee fans, you have because the under the ground thing that everybody at least no, it doesn't matter who speaks out on it. Everybody's going to think that the rumors that Danny White picked the women's basketball department over the baseball team. That's not going to leave anybody's heads. And now you have your women's basketball coach acting like this. Now the baseball team's playing great, playing fine, but then your former baseball coach that you chose essentially the women's coach over is now saying, man, I'm maybe having second thoughts about his choice to move out west.
What bothers me is the oversimplification of that. Situation. Like, I don't think it was Danny White picking women's basketball over Tony Vitello.
He's in a tough spot because football and men's basketball are your money. They're going to take the bulk of that money. Then you got a a national championship baseball program. By the way, softball's made it to the College World Series, and they're really freaking good.
Say they're number one right now.
And then you look at women's basketball has won national championships. It might be the most historic program that you have overall in the grand scheme of things. That's a tough place to be. Like, how do you allocate and justify? Okay, this program's going to get more than this program's going to get. Like, I don't envy that. Spot for
I don't
me.
Because if you look at it from Danny White's side of things, listen, I think Lady Vol fans are some of the most passionate fans that don't get enough credit necessarily. I went to a handful of Lady Vols games in my time at UT. If it was a big opponent, that place was packed.
Yeah.
Every seat was filled. And you don't get that a lot of places.
No.
Say there's 3 or 4 places in the SEC I could say you could get it, maybe a handful elsewhere across the country. I kind of look at it like UCLA men's basketball, the most storied program in probably in men's college basketball. They won all the championships back in the 40s and the 50s with John Wooden, and later than that too. But you look at UCLA now. You don't think of them the same way necessarily, and not saying they're a bad program, but they've allocated resources elsewhere, and whether or not it's benefited their athletic department is to be determined.
Yeah. And a part of it, it kind of like. Tony's had ample time to talk about this. Like, he's on several podcasts. He's had several interviews.
I think here's where
it just the time. I don't mind him speaking about. He speaks his mind, and I really do appreciate that about him. And people I know that have been covering him in San Francisco already love him. Like, he seems like a really down to earth guy. But the timing of it just seemed really off.
To me, it makes sense though. To me, he's watching and hearing and experiencing the Tennessee baseball season off to a start, like from afar. Like he's seeing all that from the outside for the first time in years, right? And he helped build that. He was Tennessee baseball. He was the man in Knoxville, and now he's across the country having to watch it through a screen. Like he's having to hear and send players text and instead of being there in person. So to me, like, somebody asked him a question, and I think he expounded on it more because I think you see that it's heavy on his mind. Yeah. He does wish that he could be there. He does wish he could be the guy that's still leading the program. But he knows that – I think he knows he made the right decision. And ultimately he's just kind of like sad boy hours, I guess, if you will. I think he's just missing what he built. I don't think he's wishing that things went differently. I don't think he's saying that, I don't want to be here. I think he's just missing the program due to the season just getting started.
And I can understand that, but that's he started the press conference that way. Like, he wasn't asked a question.
Yeah, I would say
he sat down and started.
Well, I would say he asked
a question,
or he posed a question to them.
He posed a question to Susan Slusher, who is like the Giants insider. And by the way, like, none of the Giants media took that personally.
Right.
I think he's trying to. I think he was trying to figure out who leaked it. Did that come from Tennessee? Did that come from the Giants? But, that wasn't posed by the media. That's just something he brought up. Again, he had ample time to talk about. He's been on several podcasts. They've interviewed him several times. That wasn't the first spring training session that he has had. And then he kind of expanded on it when asked about the next day because Giant fans were rightfully a little upset. But then another part of me is like, dude, you're in the big leagues.
Yeah,
like,
you can't be doing that.
How many former college coaches who have made that step up, whether it be NBA, the NFL? I mean, this is a first for baseball. This has never happened before. How many of those have you heard, like, trying to bring up some beef that happened at the college level before he's even actually coached? Played a spring training game.
I'd say there haven't been a whole lot of big ones in my lifetime that I can remember, because like the only big college to professional coach things I can think of, obviously, with Nick Saban, Rick Pitino. Who's the guy that was at Michigan in the 2010s? And then he went to the Cavs. I would say he got
he's the wrong guy, wrong team. He's a college coach.
He was a great coach.
And well, he's a consultant in the NBA for an NBA team. Now, I just part of me is like, okay, if this becomes an issue for Tony, clearly he misses the college side of it, and you're at a franchise, an organization that expects to win. Okay, all right, you got your college drama over with. you know.
Yeah, I would say the Giants were where it was at when
Yeah.
I was growing up. You had Tim
Yes.
Lincecum, Madison Bumgarner, Buster Posey.
You're a big league manager,
Yes.
man. You do big league things now. You know, you got 30 and 35-year-olds on your team, expect you to lead, and they're all loving him from everything I'm reading. And I am, outside of going up against the Cubs, I am in a way rooting for him. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love who he is as a person and who he is as a coach. There's been a couple things I didn't like that he handled at Tennessee, like the year everyone thought they were going to win it and they lost in the regionals. And was it Evan Russell that had the mental health
Yes.
issues and Tony completely botched it? And personally for me, I think he ruined their chances that year, just how he handled that whole situation. Especially, it's bad when your dad's got to come out and defend his son. On
But I
X
also
and
don't
to-
think
like
that
we-
2024 happens without 2022.
I agree.
I
It was a
think
good- it was a good-
he had
good
the
growing
he had to
part
learn,
of it, yeah.
and you know he's gonna have to learn in the majors. But a fun fact: the San Francisco Giants, unless Helio Ramos starts in left field for opening day, will have started a different left fielder every opening day since Barry Bonds.
Really?
2007 or 2008, whatever his last year was. They have started a different left fielder every
Okay.
opening day since then. They have a pretty ground-in left fielder now with Ramos, but I mean, it could be a fun little trend.
Sure. Well, speaking of college coaches losing their you-know-what, we got a lot to talk about. Mick Cronin, Jerome Tang. They're really frustrated with their guys, if you can't tell. We're going to talk about that when we return on Exports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
A moment in real estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Guys, welcome back, everybody, here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen, AJ Good with Brian Gobble and Michael Marks. And guys, it's not a good week for college basketball coaches. We kind of mentioned Kim going off in post games, the drive-by, but Jerome Tang got fired for calling it, going off on his players. By the way, the ones he recruited. And then was it yesterday or the day before?
Tuesday night.
Mick Cronin on a hard foul. I don't necessarily think it was a dirty foul. I think because he got a part of the ball. It was a hard foul, absolutely. I don't think it was dirty. I can understand where they gave him a flagrant one. I'm not arguing that.
Because they throw an F1 out there for any incidental contact like
especially something that looks as bad as that did. And then he kicks his own guy out. And then he then he goes off on a reporter for quote unquote raising his voice when the reporter you could barely hear the reporter on the audio.
These are
it's on camera. Yes, it is, Mick, and no one's siding with you.
Well, that's the best part is it's on camera and he's sitting there. Are you raising your voice at me?
No.
I was like, these are two grown men talking to each other for crying. But the thing I'm most mad about.
I want to look this up.
It's hilarious.
It's so funny.
The thing that has made me the most mad is the ejection. Stephen Jimerson II is not a guy that's going to have a future in the NBA. No. He came from mid-major, tried to walk on at Michigan State initially out of high school.
Tried to be a team manager, and they told him no too. And then he goes to San Diego, plays great, ends up at UC. He has a great story. It's almost like he doesn't even know.
Yeah, it's
about this.
It's like you don't know your own guys. Yeah, because that's a guy that's again a senior, doesn't play many minutes, is getting out there trying to show some hustle. Let's find something good we can bring out of this because you lost this game by almost 30.
All right, I want to turn this up.
Oh, it's
hilarious.
It's a good one.
You listen to it again.
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
It's all right. Good singers.
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked. Did you like you should take it. The preparation of the... Do you really think I care about the other teams? No, I don't think you care about the other teams. Are you raising your voice at me? No.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you are. What are you doing, dude?
Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's students.
And the funny thing is, like, the reporter's already moved on. He goes, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like, and someone's trying to ask another question about it, and he won't leave it alone.
Well, because you even look at it from the being mean to the reporter side of things. The reporters had to fly from L.A. to East Lansing, Michigan, on a Tuesday night to do their job, and this guy, because he's, upset that his team isn't as good as he thought they were, is making their lives miserable too. Like, listen, I get some people that have bad days, and sometimes they like to unload on other people, but that's not it.
And like,
it was bad enough that Stephen A. Smith called him out the next day.
Yeah, I mean, he just tried to big boy him. He's like, "What do you do? Everybody here just saw you do it." Like, he's like gaslighting him. Is what he's doing. Oh my god. I feel bad for the reporter in that moment, but he's been vindicated. Like everyone, there's nobody that's like, you were in the wrong. No, it's Cronin who has a history of just going on tirades and being a mentally unstable coach. So
well, I find it funny that most of the rants he has are kind of similar to Jerome Tang. It's about his players on his team that he recruited.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you've never done a bad coaching job in your life. Yeah. It's just the kids every night that go out there and just let you down. I'm sorry, Mick.
I mean, I've interviewed him a couple times. He was very pleasant to deal with, but then again, that was after a game that they had won, so he was obviously in a good mood. But I'm just not that person that, like, if you have a bad day or something doesn't go your way, that you take it out on somebody that has nothing to do with that. Like, okay, like, that's a reporter's job. He's there to ask you questions. Was it the worst question ever? No. Did he, asking about someone else's student section? Like, I get that, but they were saying some pretty inappropriate things, and he could have just said, "Nah, you know what? I don't care about that. That's Michigan State's problem. That's not my problem." And then we're not talking about.
Yes,
but that's not Mick Cronin.
No, and that's not. There's a lot of guys that, and I've been in those tense, where I'm asking questions, and it's a tense moment. That person is staring at you, and they're looking at you like, how dare you ask this question?
Yeah.
And they're trying to process it in their head. How do I not make this personal and attack you when I'm trying to answer your question? Like I get
and
it.
I find it funny sometimes, like the beef that gets built sometimes between reporters and coaches, because Jeff Goodman had come and spoken to a class that I was in last year, and talking about how
Jeff has pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely on a lot of people.
them.
I would say on a lot of people's wrong side, and was talking about before the 2009 or maybe 10, 11. It was Kentucky and Butler in the national championship, or Kentucky and UConn, whichever it was, the one that Kentucky won, and
The one that they won.
the one that they won
Calipari.
when Calipari
The
was there,
one.
and Jeff Goodman was that Lucas Oil, I think he said. So they were on the other side from the coaches, and during the starting lineups, John Calipari just has just locked on look and just stared him down for like the last 5 minutes of pregame. And then Kentucky went on to win the game. And Jeff Goodman was wrong, which happens.
Yeah. What did he do?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a question he had asked before or in the media before the game, or the week leading up to the game. So I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was. I just thought that was
I remember when I was flying with Marshall. My TV station at the time had their media rights, and I remember asking the offensive coordinator a question about a couple third down late in the game, and he handled it fine. And so I've got my gear, and I have to sit in the back of the plane. Not a big deal because I'm not a part of the team. So they get the front, I get the back, right? And he just, it's one hell of a question that you asked there. Couldn't think of anything else to talk about. And I'm like, well, you couldn't think of any other better play to run? I mean, I said it pretty loud, too. I actually said it 3 times louder than I just said it right there.
Let them know.
It's like, don't call that BS.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, the meanest I've ever been in a press conference was when Oliver Luck was the athletic director of West Virginia, and they were going to bring, it was not before they were actually going to name a head coach. They were letting Bill Stewart, who's the coach at the time, know that he would not be the head coach in the future. They're going to bring someone else in. Now, he made a lot of points in the press conference that I agreed with. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But there's some other parts I'm like, you are literally, the more you talk, the more you contradict yourself. So it was me, everyone was drilling him. But the way he wasn't answering the questions, and by the way, I drove 3.5 hours through a blizzard to get to this press conference. I was already on the edge. I had to pee the whole time. I was just not in a great mood. So in a way, I understand where people come from. But I'm like, I think I said in one of them, I'm like, do you really expect us to believe that?
Yeah.
You really expect me to believe that's the reason why you're doing this? And he just thought,
I would say at least with that, it at least makes your job a little easier being in TV and not having to try to write that.
Yeah, that's true. I can show it. I'm like, watch him stumble and bumble through this press conference.
Yeah.
Everyone knows complete and utter BS, and then it blew up later in the summer. But there's just, I just do not agree with taking out your anger. Like, take your anger out on your team. Take your anger out on yourself. Don't take it out on me. I didn't.
I was about to say we're not the ones. Yeah, we're not the ones out there playing. We are doing our job, just like you were doing your job.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we don't do our job well, and if you don't do your job well, neither one of us have a job.
Like, okay, do reporters ask stupid questions?
Yes.
If I ask stupid questions, absolutely. But
sometimes you get
these players and these coaches ain't perfect. And by the way, I'm just going to bring this up. I'm going to clear the air with everybody right now. I hate you do got to realize that there's a human on the other side of that camera, and you got to think of the human side. I'm like, do you think that guy really gives a what about me?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I feel the same way about him.
Yeah.
Now that we've got that clear out, let's be pros. I ask question, you answer it, and we'll move on with our lives.
Yep. Somebody should have told Barry Bonds that probably 30 years ago.
Well, he's getting his payback, and he's getting his comeuppance now.
Well, what goes around comes around.
Yeah, you treat people like crap for 20 years, and you expect they're going to vote you into a Hall of Fame?
That's the thing. And the people he was the jerks to.
Especially when it was pretty much known that you were doing steroids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was the mindset? I'm going to be jerks to reporters for my whole career and then trying to make it in the Hall of Fame. Oh, who votes on that?
Yeah.
Those people.
Those guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's... I can rant about this stuff forever of all the things that I see. Anyways, not gonna go down that road. Come on, US. Come on,
I'm
ladies.
watching the hockey game right
Yeah.
now. They're losing, but they've had the puck on their side of the ice.
They've dominated.
Yeah.
That whole
Sweden.
part of it. They just
Yep.
they've missed a couple opportunities. Man,
and that one, the one goal that Canada scored was
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, it was a
She
great play.
that was like a cross up, like an AI cross up in basketball. That's what that was on, but it was on ice. So,
but to the later point with Mick, and we saw Jerome Tang get fired from Kansas State for criticizing his players. I'm seeing this a lot from coaches at pretty much every level. Do you guys feel what I'm feeling, that they are absolutely frustrated with the state of college athletics and what they have to deal with?
I would agree with
Well, you know what's really funny? You click on NCAA men's basketball on ESPN, and that's the first picture that pops up.
That's pretty. I love that
Stephen
picture.
Pearl with his hands on the side of his head, just
going down in flames. Who would have predicted?
And listen, I think college sports, we haven't seen it necessarily in baseball as much, but men's basketball, women's basketball, football, you have to win a national championship every year. Everybody does. And unfortunately, there's only one. And in men's basketball, there's 230 some odd teams, 40 some odd teams. And it stinks because there's no continuity. You know, year over year, different teams are going to be good. You know, there are the consistencies. The Dukes, the Carolinas are always going to be right there at the top. But it's going to be a lot of one year, one team, next year, the next team. You know, typically Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee have been top 15 teams.
Yeah.
They're not top 15 teams this year.
Yeah.
You know, so other teams have had to fill in, and I think that's made the sport a little difficult for fans because you want to get better every year, and that's just not plausible anymore.
Someone had a great quote. I think it was yesterday after a game. It's like, man, we're paying these guys all of this money. You think they can make a layup? I forgot who it was.
Who was that?
Yeah, it happened yesterday. I saw it when I was at I was doing the community college games at Jackson State. Shout out to them. Very great staff. They were really easy to work with. I did fall off the podium. I'm okay. A little bruised up, but that was my fault.
Andy Kennedy at UAB.
It was Andy Kennedy. Yeah.
He's a good one.
Yeah, he's definitely not shy to give you what he thinks.
Not
but
one bit.
I just love that quote. Like, man, we're paying players now. You think they can make a layup?
No, and you know, Rick Barnes, caught a lot of heat for his quote last year at Texas, talking about Chaz Lanier. You know, these guys are getting paid all this money and they're not making their shots.
Yeah, it's again, it's like when I watch all these Tennessee football games and Joey hits you in stride. I'm paying you money. Catch the freaking ball.
Yeah.
Mike Matthews.
Yeah.
Or you know, Joey
Took
throws
the words out of my mouth.
Or Joey looks down the field, throws it into triple coverage. It's like, oh, I'm paying you for that. You know, I cut him some slack later in the season because of the arm
he
thing.
gets slack from me.
But
I can get back on Joe if you want me to. But
speaking of Joey, guys, he's going to go to the combine. He's put his name in there just in case this whole thing doesn't work out.
I don't think he's going to throw.
Right.
Because he's recovering from his surgery to remove that tumor, whatever it was that was in his arm. But he's making his moves to go to the combine and setting himself up in case this injunction, whatever legal term you want to throw at it, doesn't work out for him. Good for him. I mean, I think he needs to be going to the combine anyways. I don't think he needs to be coming back. Like the moral side of me that's like, okay, we want the best for college athletics. We don't want these players playing for 7 years and 8 years in college. We want to see college still be college. That side of me wants Joey to continue on and just go get into the NFL. The Tennessee side of me still wants Joey to go on, but for different reasons. It's because I don't necessarily think he's a great. I've mentioned it during our talks before. I don't think he's a great decision maker. I think he's just going to turn the ball over. He may throw 30 touchdowns, but he's also going to have 20 interceptions. I don't think that cyst in his arm dictated his decision making upstairs. And I think most of his throws that were interceptions were just bad decisions, not bad throws necessarily.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I felt like a lot of Tennessee fans didn't get is like, oh, only like 3 of his picks were his fault. Well, he put the ball there every single time. Like there were a couple that were off of hands, but but there were the fair share that, okay, why are you throwing into a tight window and double coverage?
That judge is taking a long time to decide.
And
it's almost been a week. It's been a week.
It's been a week. Yeah, it'll be a
7
week tomorrow.
days.
Yeah.
7 days already. So tomorrow will be day 8.
I thought we would have heard by now, but I think Joey's being very proactive and saying that, okay, if I don't have a next year, I'm going to go to the combine and see if I can try to raise my draft stock because, I mean, he's having to make up choices for pretty much the rest of his life in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, got a busy day. You're going up the Cascade. Me and you will be at Tullahoma for basically 2 weeks.
Yeah, the
Let's
weekend.
go get some hotels, the whole deal. So we'll wrap it up here for today. We'll be back again tomorrow at 1:30. So for Bryant, Michael, and myself, we'll see you guys then.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.